而且你知道吗？当上帝刚我他的时候，他才15岁，但是当他真的成为王是几岁？是30岁。
Because God's plan is to anoint you and then put you through a time of testing and a time of waiting until you can fulfill the promise.
因为上帝知道我们人是非常有限，而且需要被锻炼的，所以当上帝给你一个应许或高摩你的时候，上帝需要时间锻炼你，需要时间让你成熟，需要时间让你有一些挑战，然后需要时间到后来你真的是可以去成就上帝高摩你的目的，这中间需要一段时间。
I mean, especially David, he was going to be king of the nation.
特别是大卫，他需要成为一个国家的一个王诶。
He had to be tested to be sure he was to be a righteous king.
他必须要被生命做一些磨练，去上帝可以确定说，他可以成为一个国家的君王，他有足够的能力跟智慧跟一切的精力去管理这个国家。
So he had to fight wars, and he had to do things that we wouldn't really want to do.
他必须要去打战，他也必须要做一些我们很难去做的决定，他必须要有智慧。
But through everything, God was faithful to that promise.
但是经过了这一段的时间跟所有的试炼，上帝的信实仍然是存在的。
And David was king.
而大卫在30岁，他成为了国王。
I have one more story, but this one's harder for me.
我还有另外一个故事，那这个对我来说是很难去分享的一个故事。
Because it's about me.
因为这是有关于我的故事。
I thought I could get through this, but
我以为我可以很简单分享，可是没有办法。
wasn't I cute? This is me.
这是我
I think I'm like maybe 7, 8 months old.
大概7、8个月的时候，
I've grown a little bit since then. But I'm still cute.
但是我还是很可爱的，对不对？
I believe that when my mom became pregnant with me, there was a call on my life.
我相信，当我的妈妈怀我的时候，我相信上帝对我已经有一个特别的计划跟呼召在当中。
Of course, I had no clue at this age.
当然，我在那个时候我是没有任何的想法跟概念的。
Now, my life wasn't always great like it is here in Taiwan.
我的生命并不像现在的那么的快乐，以前我的生命其实是充满许多的困难。
My parents divorced when I was really young. I was only 7.
当我7岁的时候，我的父母亲就已经离婚了。
I haven't seen my father since.
从7岁之后，我就没有再看到我的生父。
My mother, it was the 60s and 70s, and so my mother was kind of in that age of drugs and alcohol.
那个时候大概是美国的60、70年代，所以我妈妈在那个时候其实是有像嬉皮时代，就是有吸毒。
So she really wasn't around much either.
所以她花了很多时间在外面会，所以她其实并没有很长时间在我身旁陪伴我。
So that left my sister and I to kind of raise ourselves.
所以其实有点像他们就是只有让我跟我姐姐在那边2个人独自的生活，很少照顾我们。
And that's not easy for a kid.
对于孩子来说，这是非常难受的。
We tried to do everything we could.
因为我们必须要尽力去做我们能够做的事情，但是很困难。
Good things and bad things too, to get my mom's attention.
有时候我为了要吸引到妈妈的眼光，我们会做好事，甚至或许是做一些坏的事情，吸引她的眼光。
But it never happened.
但是我妈妈从来没有因为这样子想要关注我们。
So when I was 13, I was put into foster care.
当我13岁的时候，我被送到育幼院。
And unfortunately, my foster mother was an alcoholic.
不是育幼院，是那个寄养家庭。可是很不幸的，我的养母呢，她是一个醉酒的人，是一个酒鬼。
I spent my night times after school making drinks. I was a bartender.
所以当我放学之后回到家，我是帮她调酒的人。
When I was 17 and finally graduated from high school, I ran away to the military.
因此，当我17岁，我终于从高中毕业之后，我何等的想要离开家，因此我就去当兵。
I thought anything is better than this, even the military.
因为在美国是募兵制，所以他觉得说去当兵都比我留在家里面好。
Oh, you guys can relate, I'm sure. You had to do your military.
我们当中的男生都当过兵，应该知道当兵的经验是什么。
I got married as soon as I possibly could at 19.
当我可以结婚的时候，我19岁的时候我就结婚了。
It wasn't my idea.
结过婚之后，就发现为什么婚姻跟我想象中的不大一样。
I was like, but I like boys. And we had a son.
我跟我的太太就有一个孩子，
Isn't he cute?
他是不是很可爱呢？
He didn't come out that big.
他生出来的时候没有那么大。
He's a great kid. I love him.
他是一个很棒的孩子，我非常爱他。
But at that time, when I was going through my divorce, when my son was 5 years old,
当我们有了孩子之后，可是当他5岁的时候，我决定要跟我的太太离婚。
I started to say to myself, there's got to be something more.
因为我跟我自己说，一定，我的生命上帝一定给我一些特别的东西，是比现在更多的。我想要追求那个更多的东西，我不知道那个是什么，但是我想要追求更多。
I felt in my heart, I was created for something more than just existing.
那时候我突然感觉到说，我生在这个世界上，我一定是比我现在所经验到的这个价值还要多。我相信我的生命有一个目的，可是那个是什么我不知道。这个目的一定比存在这个世界还要更大。
So I started to search for Jesus.
那个时候我开始寻求信仰，我开始寻求宗教的力量。那个时候我开始来寻求耶稣。
And believe me, I went to just about every church imaginable.
你知道吗？那个时候我几乎到了我几乎能够去任何的教会我都去过。
I started with Catholic.
我从天主教的教会，
I went to Baptist.
然后到浸信会，
I went to Lutheran.
到路德会，
And then I went into the Mormon church.
然后到摩门教会。
And then finally, I started coming into who I am as a Christian gay man.
后来慢慢的，我在这个过程当中，我后来发现，原来我是谁？原来我是一个基督徒同志。
And I found a church that told me that it's okay to be who I am, who God created me to be.
但是我找不到一个教会告诉我说，我可以成为我原本的样式，就是上帝创造我成为一个同志，成为一个基督徒。
Glory Tabernacle was the best thing for me.
到后来，我发现在加州有一间教会，就是神圣会幕教会。
Because they made me realize that God had a call on my life too.
因为当我到那个教会之后，我发现上帝原来对我有一个计划，上帝对我有一个呼召，原来我被创造这个身份，原来我经验到过去这些过程，上帝都有一个计划在那边。
That God didn't create me just to exist.
上帝不是创造我，只让我存在这个世界。
God had a promise.
上帝要我生出来，因为他要我去领受一些应许。
God had a plan.
上帝要我去完成一些计划。
Out of everybody in the world, God knew me.
上帝在世界那么多人几亿人当中，但是上帝知道我是谁。上帝对我有一个计划，上帝对我有一个使命。
So I started to do what the scripture says.
因此，我开始就照着这段经文所说的，我开始一直的寻求耶稣。
I started to seek the Lord.
我开始更加花更多时间，我来寻求主。
And I have to tell you, my life has not been the same.
从我开始愿意来接近耶稣的时候，开始寻求主的时候，我的生命就不再一样。
Two scriptures that really changed my life.
在我一生有2段圣经的经文改变了我的生命。
For the English speakers, that's Ephesians 4:11.
第一段经文是在以弗所书第4章11节。
I learned that God has created in each one of us a different set of skills and a calling in our life.
我发现上帝创造我们每一个人有不同的呼召、不同的恩赐、不同的使命。
That some are called to be apostles.
上帝呼召一些人，给他一些恩赐，让他成为使徒。
Some are to be teachers.
有些人成为教师，
Some are to be pastors.
有些人成为牧师。
But I knew about 10 years ago that God had called me to be a missionary.
大概10年前，我开始领受，也知道上帝要呼召我成为一个传福音的人，成为一个宣教士。
And I knew God had called me to Taiwan.
那个时候，我开始听到上帝给我的声音，他说：“我要你去台湾。”
10 years ago,
10年前，
I had to wait 10 years before coming to Taiwan.
想看看，我今天才想说，天哪，我需要等10年才能够从上帝的呼召到现在，我真的在这边成为宣教士。
But through that 10 years, God was testing me.
但我知道这10年是有原因的，因为上帝在试验我，
And God was preparing me
而上帝同时在预备我，
and strengthening me
并且加添给我力量，
and stripping away all the reproach of my younger days.
为了是要这个过程当中让我能够挥别过去，从过去的伤害当中得到医治，然后从过去的伤害当中道别出来。
God is helping me to learn to forgive my mother,
上帝在时间当中让我去学习，我必须要去原谅我的母亲，
to forgive my father,